Hey everyone, Scott here with Midcurrent, and welcome to Inside the Box, where we unpack and share with you some really cool fly fishing and outdoors gear, and give you our first thoughts on things such as features, functions, and our overall first impressions right out of the box. So today, let's jump on in and unbox something from our friends at Hex Fly Co. Alright, so this is the Deluxe Lanyard from Hex Fly Co. So let's pull this out of the box and check this out. All right, so before I throw this on here, I want to show you this here. This is actually a foam neck pad. It's actually kind of a tube of foam, and within that, there's actually a couple little adjustments that you can make to really kind of dial in the length, or where you want the lanyard to fall on your body here. So you can, if you're shorter, you can make it a little bit shorter, taller, vice versa, and really kind of dial in where the system falls on your body here. So the main kind of thing that holds this all together is this kind of system right here. This is actually authentic 550 paracord, and it's made with a 7-strand core. It's also UV resistant, so it's going to hold up to the wear and tear and rigors of being out in the sun and on the water. Moving on down here, this first thing at the top here we're going to take a look at is the horizontal Tippet Bar. And let's actually just pop that off here. It's got a couple little carabiners, one on each side, so you can take it off on each side, and then basically reveals this little bar here, and then you can slide your spools of tippet right onto the system there. This will actually hold up to 8 spools of tippet, and once you get them on there, throw this little tab back on, slide that back on, and it's going to keep them nice and tight together so they're not knocking around and loose on the lanyard system. Actually, if you want a couple less, if you want to go with 2 or 3 spools or whatever you want to kind of setup you want to go with, you could actually take that and kind of cinch those together there and really kind of dial in the amount of tippet that you want on your setup here. This is also adjustable as well here. So these 2 little tabs here, you can kind of slide it up and down and really dial in, again, the height of where you want your tippet. All right, so then moving down here, kind of one of the main features of this setup is this area right here. So this is a hexagonal baseplate at the bottom here. It's made up of a really lightweight stainless steel. It's actually pretty thick, but not terribly heavy. I mean, it's got a little bit of weight to it, but enough to kind of keep it down and not kind of swinging around on you. Then moving on to this right here, this is actually what they call their Trout Candy Fly Tin. And this is really about the size of an Altoids tin. And let's open that up here. Then when you open that up, you're going to see on the inside here this silicone insert right here. So this will actually hold up to 52 flies in this tiny little tin, which is pretty surprising. I mean, it's not very big, but it's going to hold plenty of flies for a day out on the water. Then on the lid here, you're going to see a little magnet here. It's actually a little magnetic bar. This is a rare earth magnet. It's actually super, super strong, really powerful. So if you want to, throw a couple extra flies here, maybe some streamers or some bigger flies, you could throw those on the inside there. My guess too is that you could throw some flies on the outside as well, and it's going to stick on that as well. So this again is magnetic on the back here. So under that silicone insert, there's a magnet there, and that's just going to attach right to that base plate. I always get a little bit leery about magnets, if you're walking through the brush, down to the river, or through a bunch of trees, there's always the potential for this stuff to pop off. The good thing about this, though, is that this does come off, so you can throw it in your waders or in a pocket. If you're walking through the trees, down to the river, once you get to the water, you can throw it right back on the base plate there, and off and running you go. And then last but not least, at the bottom here, on the bottom of the base plate, there's actually 3 carabiners. These are S carabiners. They're metal. They're not plastic, so they're not going to break on you or snap, especially if you have really nice nippers or hemostats on there, or even floating, or whatever you want to kind of configure this with. You got a bunch of options on there. There's also a little clasp at the bottom there, so you can clasp something on there as well. So overall, I think this would be a great setup for, again, if you're out on maybe on a boat, or doing a quick wade session. It's not very cumbersome. I typically wear a hip pack, but I think this would be a fantastic option, again, if you're doing a float trip on the water and you don't necessarily want something big and bulky. This is really a fantastic option to check out. So overall, again, I think it's a really cool idea, definitely worth checking out. So this retails for $79. You can check it out at hexfly.co.